Tana tititia rana shanamata akene titia akene tita akene tia. So this is a download or this is a download of the frequency, the energetic frequency in the month of May 2026. The way the guides are transmitting this or supporting you through this month of May 2026 is by bringing in a sacred container around each of you. So if you would like the sacred container, inviting you to simply say the number two, Tina akatata akene tia tu, titika akene tita akene titia akene tia tu. So this sacred container is individualized. It is being co-created with your higher self and the guides and your guides. And then on this side of the 50-yard line, primarily Toth, but there are actually other guides as well supporting the co-creation of the sacred form around you. And this sacred form is to support you to shift out any of the old energy from uh, from April so that you can step into the energies of May. For the energies of May are very different from April. April might have been a lot about completion, completing tasks, completing internal shifts, completing thought processes, moving things kind of to the side that need to be moved to the side and starting to entrain yourself or open to the forward movement of what is actually most aligned for you in this incarnation, in this particular year. And part of the reason for that is what May is bringing forward for you is it's bringing forward synchronicity. And synchronicity in the form of opportunity, people that you might meet, things that might occur to you, so divine inspiration, timing of things so that things feel like that it's time to do them or there's a sense of divine timing around it. We're using the word synchronicity in the very broadest meaning of the word, in that it's timely. It's now time to step forward, or to step on that path that is showing, that is kind of been ignited or highlighted or has become much more clear. Now, these paths are what we could almost say rarefied. So the frequency that is being downloaded to support you on this forward journey, and that can look like anything. So we really encourage you not to get too caught up in thinking it's going to be a particular thing or it's going to be huge or any of the things. It could simply look a little bit like you're continuing with your life as it is, but with a different frequency level. And we would say that that's in this realm of consciousness that we're calling synchronicity. It's an opening to the divine within that allows a forward movement. And how that looks on the outside will look very different from individuals, and it may not look like a big shift in your life in any way. It may simply be that you notice within yourself this internal shift that highlights, and that does highlight maybe you do things a little bit different. You might speak to your children just slightly differently, or you might open your heart to a friend in a slightly rare, slightly higher frequency or a slightly different way. Or there may be some shifts where you go, oh, actually, that's a little different. I don't usually feel quite like that. There's some shifts happening on the higher planes which are being downloaded into the present moment that really support this experience on Earth. There is a shift in this consciousness that we're moving into from that really began a few years back for many of you, and then began on the frequency planes at around 2024, that is really supporting this new earth consciousness, or this consciousness into a stream of consciousness that we would call both individual and unity, where you are being fully yourself present, but really recognizing that you also are in a state of unity or oneness with everything, and how that starts to look on the earth plane, because the earth plane is physicalized and you have this linear time and you have polarity and you have the things that you get to play with on the earth star. What this can look like is a drawing to community or a drawing to sharing, co-creating, and allowing resources to be multidimensional in the way that they are in the higher planes. So that can look like feeling like you want to share a little bit of some of what you have created for yourself, so that others can also kind of jump in and experience what you've experienced in a way that's going to be useful for them. So again, like we're speaking about many possibilities, and it's not going to look the same for everyone. But what we would say is that what we're moving into, or what the energy and the planet has moved into, and what you're stepping up into, is more of this divine embodiment, where you are fully yourself at the level of the divine. And this is both, this will feel very individualist, like you'll feel very much fully yourself as an individual, and you will feel very connected to source consciousness, and you'll feel very connected to the unity state of being as well. So the paradox will not feel so much like a paradox, it will feel more like a universal experience that is deeply understood from within. And this brings forward one of the universal laws, which is a state of um, uh, it kind of self-resource, sovereign unity consciousness, individuality, shall we say. So we do like that language to transmit it on the Earth Star in this way. Now, the month of May is, so if we've been speaking, we've been supporting you to step more into this month of May, which will bring more of the opportunity to open up into this internal divine path, which also can be expressed in the external. Um, so really supporting and welcoming you to deepen into this in the month of May, and know that there is synchronicity in the broader sense of the word. So a sense of divine timing, that it's right timing, sense of inspiration, sense of meeting individuals and places and opportunities, sense of just with ease of letting go of that which is not aligned. And the sacred form is working its magic, just supporting you very gently, just letting anything old from April move out, and or move a little bit away into the background. And then the next piece we would bring through is that there is also the possibility for some of you that May will feel a little bit more challenging, a bit like going uphill, if you're walking up a slope. And that's partly because you're calling in greater opportunities. You're calling in real deepening of your spiritual evolution, your spiritual journey. And so sometimes when you call that in, the experience can feel like it's a little challenging. But that experience, you've called it in essentially so that your soul can grow. So again, if we use the analogy of walking up a hill, when you get to the top, there's this extraordinary view, or often an extraordinary view, not necessarily, but there is a sense of accomplishment, or a sense of being able to perceive and see beyond what you could at the bottom of the hill. So that is what is actually happening. So we're not saying that the whole of month of May is going to necessarily be ease-filled with synchronicities dropping in and you just kind of following them, like opening and opening and opening. It might be that there's a little bit of what feels like an uphill tread happening. But we want to encourage you to recognize that that is part of the synchronicity, that is part of this month, that it's really opening you up to step on and be on this divine path, both internally and externally. Tina ati te akeneti, and then the other part that we bring in through the month of May is that there's a lot that can be accomplished because of this, and also uh, there's a sense of the frequency being quite rarefied, so very, again, individual. So you receive more of what's really aligned for you, and encouraging you to open to what's aligned for you. And, like a smorgasbord, just choose what's actually going to be most beneficial, or what you really kind of desire, and leave the rest. Go. Tashanata Akenitian, and it will be actually a little bit easier in this month because that which is for you will really light up. and to follow your heart with that. That's the other part of this month of May that's going to really support you, is to allow yourself to receive these frequencies that are dropping onto the planet, to open your heart even more. For when your heart is open, the divine has a place to reside, and it is also much easier to be clearer and really utilize the opportunities that arise within you in a way that holds that key of discernment, that key of moving forward with the vibration of love. We speak about love a lot, and that is because it is a foundational, essential, uh, cosmic love and light, or cosmic state of being, divine state of being that exists within each of you. And sometimes you may have blocked it out a little bit, or uh, become like unconscious to it, so unremembered it. But it is present within you. There we go. So there's a little bit of an activation happening for those of you who it's aligned for, but for most of you, of that love vibration within you. So the guides are just switching that on a little bit for you, so you can operate more in this realm of consciousness that we call unity, that we call kind of unique, unique unity, or sovereign individualized unity. Tiashnata ka'akeniti tikiaranata akeniti. So inviting you to receive the light language to support you. Tina akata akeniti. So we're getting downloading a little bit of light language to support you through this month of May. And to let you know the sacred form will complete at the end of this transmission. Tina ashikata akeniti tiaranata akeniti tikiaranata akeniti tiarana shai. Inviting you just to receive the shower of light language. Shanatiya Tiaranata Ake, to cleanse, to upgrade, to support you to prepare for this beautiful month of May. Tiashnata Ake Nitia, as we deepen into, for some of you, moving into the summer months, and for others of you moving into the winter months, but certainly deepening into the middle of this calendar year. Tiashnata Akene Titirana Shananana Akene TIA 5. Sharanataka Akene TI 5. Matai Titi Tirana TI 5. Ashnati Kirana Monomanana Akene Shinata Akene Tikirana Shai. Ipikimorona Mataya Kanapati Tikioranaye. Imalana Manatuma Nanana Nananai. Inadaka Yaputo Narona Manaye She. Itia kaya mo hoshnata kia rananaka ake hia kaye. Sacred form tiashnata ake. Ake ne tia. With love and grace and gratitude, inviting you simply to receive, and then we complete this with some energy to support the integration. Shnati kia ranata aka ake ne shai. Tiana aka shnata kia ne shai. So with grace and gratitude and love, we complete the May frequency 2026 update, and we would love to also speak a little bit about what's coming up for like the Divine Temple offerings that you might like to vibe into and to explore. So we have a couple few things on the altar at the moment. So the first is we have a beautiful Divine Presence activation. Now that, or Divine Presence Masterclass. So that is part of, or it's a dive into like an experience or part of what is a very beautiful and very rich program that we have, which is a Divine Presence program, which is a year-long group and individual journey that is very rich. And so the Divine Alignment Masterclass, which is on May the 7th, for some of you, it'll be May the 6th, and May the 6th in the Northern Hemisphere, May the 7th in the Southern Hemisphere. And that is it's part of the Divine Presence program. It'll be a live activation or a live masterclass. So inviting you to check into that and see if that feels like a good fit and whether you'd like to join us for that. We'd love to see you and have you to be part of that. And then we also have our beautiful monthly temple offering, which is the Conscious Creator Temple. And that is on the May the 13th or May the 14th, depending where in the world you reside. So there you go. And that is a monthly beautiful group call. The theme for this month is embodied sovereignty. So the guides come forward and they channel and they give keys and codes, so ways to activate that within you. There's often like a practice that they bring forward as well. So that is, we'd love to invite you to that. That's something that we do once a month in the second week of every month, and every month has a different theme. And the overarching theme is divine embodiment. So we'd love to see you there if that feels good. And then, of course, we have other offerings on the altar. So if you would like to partner with us, either in a deep dive program or one-on-one in maybe something that's a little bit lighter, please email us or at Catherine@divinetemple.net and book a complimentary call where we can talk through what's going to be a best fit for you. That is always the juiciest way for us to really kind of nut out together what's going to work for you. So with much love and grace and gratitude, we complete. Have a wonderful month.